In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Crypto fam, it's your boy CryptoKeeper. We've got a special guest in the house tonight. I'm sure that many of you will recognize her. If you don't, we have MegBZK in the house. What's up, Meg? How you doing?
Not much, Nick. Thanks for having me on today.
Glad to have you on. Guys, we are going to talk some NFTs tonight. Meg has, I'll let her tell it a little bit here in a few minutes, but she has really dove deep into the NFT space. And so figured bring her on. She knows more about NFTs than I do. Have a fun conversation, kick back, relax, just a real chill conversation about just the whole NFT space overall. So before we get started, guys, if you are new to the channel, we appreciate the subs. Make sure that you smash the likes if you're in the if you're on mobile. Just X out, hit the like real quick, come right back. That's literally the one thing that you can do for us to support the channel. The other thing you can do, guys, if you're really feeling squirrely this evening and you want to support the channel, we do have super chats open. If you want to make sure, we are going to be looking at questions. We're going to be talking through questions in the chat. But ultimately, if you want to make sure we see it, we do have the super chats open. So before we get into it here, let's take a look at I think you said it really well, Meg. Let's take a look and have a little cry here for a second. We're going to cry over the current state of the crypto markets. All right, so check it out. We've got, oh my gosh, guys, the market at $1.7 trillion, down 11.5%. Not fun. Bitcoin down 10.63. ETH down almost 14%. But Tether's holding strong, guys. I just want to remind you, Tether is holding strong, baby. BNB down almost 13%. Cardano down 10. I mean, guys, listen, as I scroll down here, you're not going to find a green unless it's a stable coin. Like, legitimately, I don't know if I'm going to keep scrolling. Let's see. Let's check this top 100. Okay, BitTorrent is up 0.99%. That's the first one in the top 50. Yeah, literally, guys, it is hurting. Meg, let me ask you, how are you feeling about what's going on? Are you optimistic? Are you like upset? What are you feeling?
You know what? So I have never been through a bear market. I am newer to the space. And so to me, I really don't know what to expect. I try and see this as an opportunity to pick up some projects or get in, average down a little bit in some. It is what it is. I mean, we can't control it. So we just have to kind of run with it. And I think it really puts it in your brain, though, like we have to start managing our risk, right? Everybody has to revisit that often because this stuff can happen. So it's a good reminder anyway. And I mean, it is what it is. You just got to roll with it.
Yeah, no, that you know what, you said that really well. Managing our risk, we talk about it all the time, putting together this game plan. And I think Miguel's in the chat. Shout out to Miguel. Hey, listen, he already announced it, so everybody drop a congratulations in the chat to Miguel. Just had his beautiful little daughter. I just want to say
Miguel.
a special congrats, Miguel. She's beautiful. It's just such an awesome thing, dude. I'm really happy for you. So drop a little congrats into the chat for Miguel. But Miguel's been, busting my balls about. I literally had told people very openly, if we drop below 40 because of my average entry point and wanting to take some profits overall, and I believe that we would be in a bear market closing below 40. I've been saying that for a while, that I was going to do that. I am doing that, assuming that we're past the close at this point. So I will be taking some profits tonight. I'm not going to be taking anything crazy, but I'm just going to take some off the table. The reality is, though, that is different for everybody, right? Meg, you got in within the last year or so, right? I've been in for almost 5 years. Like and there's going to be a difference, right? So it is definitely.
That's why, though, too, I think it's very important to really, pick up those projects that you do wholeheartedly believe in, right? And that you do see going places down the road, knowing that they very well could go to zero. So again, it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, no doubt. It is scary, though. There's no doubt about that. And Meg, I'll just tell you from going through it before, I and Miguel and I have talked about this too. I lived in a place where, and I say a place right here up in my mental real estate, right? Where I just, even though I believed and I continued to buy, I think the best thing that I was able to do was just exactly what you were just saying, is I believed in what I had bought. Because
Right.
if I
Yeah.
didn't, that negativity that was in my mind would have just absolutely eaten me up, because it is scary, right? You see your portfolio. I actually, little side note here, I was talking to, and I wonder if you can relate with this. Um, when I see my portfolio hit like a new high, the whole portfolio,
Yeah.
that for me, and this is really toxic and not good, but I'm going to throw it out there, right? That becomes my new zero, right? And
Right.
when I see that, I'm like, okay, now we're at my new zero, and then whenever I'm below that, it puts like this thought in my mind, like I'm down. Even though I'm massively up, I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Do you fight with that at all, or am I
No,
just the crazy
no,
one in the chat?
I really don't. I think expectations like that, that's not a good thing. It's
Mhm.
definitely not, right? I mean, you have that expectation. Um, yeah, no, I definitely
Yeah,
don't think that way.
I totally agree. I
But
totally
there's
agree. It's
always
not
that,
healthy.
well, I do think though it's important to, if you aren't gonna hold and stuff is crashing like it is, kind of have it predetermined. Okay, at what point, what is my rule that I am pulling some of this off the table, or am I letting it ride all the way down? Right? Or are
Yeah,
you gonna be taking it off, buy back in? Having that plan, I think, can make a huge difference.
yeah.
Because yeah, when stuff's going up, it's always so exciting, right? And
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's not so much on the backside. I actually really
No.
like this. David. So David says, I like the drop. I practice accepting life on its terms. I find peace this way. Bitcoin will rise.
Yeah.
David, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that need to hear that, man.
True.
It's so true. Like accepting life on life's terms. That's something that I actually talk about in recovery. Totally different subject. But that's a fantastic way to look at it, and I appreciate that. So real quick, let's take a peek at Market Cypher. Then we're going to drop into NFTs, guys. So give me one more second
Awesome.
here. Let's take a peek just to see what Market Cypher says. I think I'm suspicious Market Cypher is going to tell us the same thing that Coin Market Gap told us, but let's take a peek. Oh, no. Okay. This is on the daily, guys. We have just got a lot of downward action. You can see the momentum wave just absolutely right here dropping off of a cliff. Hey, the only good thing that I really see on here right now is that RSI is at a 7. A 7, guys. Not 17, not 7D. It's at a 7. So that is incredibly, incredibly oversold. So at some point, that's got to flop back around, and hopefully it will be sooner than
At
later,
some
unless
point.
you're just in mad accumulation mode, which, hey, I get it. So let's get into NFTs. The whole reason that we are here this evening. So, Meg, tell me.
Yes.
You know what? Let's start off like super basic for anybody that's in the chat that maybe is
Sure.
newer. Tell the chat, like, what's an NFT?
So a non-fungible token basically just means that it's a one of one. It cannot be replicated, duplicated. It's immutable, not changeable. You cannot change it for another of the exact same. Sometimes I think that the general public really complicates NFTs in their mind, and non-fungible token, that is a complicated words, I guess you could say, right?
Right.
Um, a lot of what we're seeing are these pictures, and what I would say is look at it as so much more than that. A lot of the times, these pictures that we're seeing are just the face of what's actually behind that actual NFT.
Yeah.
So, these communities, this project, stuff like that. But yeah, I hope that explains it okay.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
nervous. I'm really
No.
nervous.
Hey, listen, you are totally fine. I totally get it. I actually remember the first time I used to speak in front of thousands of kids at schools, and I got like
Yeah.
I wouldn't get really I got to the point where like I was really comfortable with that. I walk around with the mic and like talking to people about
Yeah.
sex, drugs, rock and roll, right? But then the first time, true story, first time I did a live stream and or YouTube, I don't know why, but sitting in front of like the camera, not being able to see anyone's reaction, especially like on a TikTok live where you just have no like nothing. I totally
Right.
get it. Hey, listen, we're
Yeah.
just chilling, we're just talking. So tell me, what, Meg? So you and I have been talking for a while in the crypto space. What got
Yeah.
you into? I remember when you kind of made the shift. Why NFT?
Right.
Why NFTs?
S So it was actually back, last February, around that time when I remember first seeing NFTs out there. It was kind of that first wave. You had the MeBits collection, you had hash masks, stuff like that. And I've always really loved art. I've had a love for art and design my entire life. I'm a creative at heart, kind of, I say artsy fartsy, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I was drawn into into the art right away. And from there, I really just dove in. So this is kind of the third big wave of the NFT scene that I've been seeing. I made my first NFT purchase last April. I had purchased an NFT for my son. He still has that one. I mean, he'll keep it forever. But yeah, that's really how I first heard about NFTs
Yeah,
or when.
when I first saw him, I did like think that I knew what it was, but I thought like,
Yeah,
why are people just buying
yeah,
freaking JPEGs for massive amounts of money? And then I
right.
realized it's so much more than that.
Yeah, and see, when I first started looking at them, it wasn't even so much the profile pictures that were around quite yet. It was more real, like artist art.
Like art.
So stuff on Foundation app, which is an invite-only app for artists, as well as Nifty Gateway. Nifty Gateway has more of the verified collections and stuff now that you're seeing, like out in the public and stuff. But yeah, a lot of that real art is
What was
what
the first
first
one
brought
that you
me in
said?
anyway.
What was the first one you said?
Foundation. So it's foundation.app, and there's some really high end art pieces on there. It is a lot of real world artists, basically.
Foundation
So that,
app.
yeah,
We
they've got some
are
really neat stuff on there, actually. That and Super
oh.
Rare is another really good one as well. So you can go down that rabbit hole, but
I'm pulling this up just to show I've never looked at this. This is actually so
yeah,
listen, guys, I strive to learn something new every day. Meg just taught me a new site here. I've never heard this one. So
yeah,
is this feeling even real? This is an NFT for 2.5 ETH, which side note, 2.5 ETH isn't nearly what it
yeah.
was not too long ago.
So
But wow.
one thing I will quickly mention about Foundation app, if there are any artists in here watching it all, you do need to be invited by an invite code, and there are a lot of scams surrounding that out there. So people will be posting that they are selling their invite code because it's my understanding that you have to be an artist already on the app, and you're given so many, but
Interesting.
don't quote me on that for sure, but I do see scams out there where someone will be selling the code off OpenSea or something. So just be very wary of that if you
Huh.
are an artist and looking for an invite.
Yeah, so that's actually a great segue into what I was about to
Yeah,
ask. So let's say somebody is getting into we've all heard that like the NFT is just another place for scams to also happen, just like the crypto space. So let's say somebody gets in and they're like, you know what, I really want to check out these NFTs, no matter what type of an NFT project it is. And if you've got something pulled up, you can share your screen. If not, no big deal. But just kind
yeah.
of curious. Um, what can people do to be diligent about getting like how would you start? Like if you were just going to start getting into NFTs, what are the do's and don'ts kind of that you might get into?
um, So one of the best place I think one of the things to be widely aware of in the NFT space is scams are literally everywhere. I think you have to be very cautious of links that you're going to be clicking on. People are going to be spamming you on Twitter, in Discord, stuff like that. I'd be very
Yeah.
cautious of ever clicking on any links. That's probably the most common way that people do get scammed with their NFTs. So that's something I'd look out for. No, get your foot in the door, kind of follow some, bigger names that are in the NFT space, start getting active on Twitter, getting into these discords, into these communities prior, but try and see, kind of what I hate saying this, but kind of seeing what the crowd is doing and where, they're going to look.
Yeah.
But there's a couple websites that I do use to go and find new projects myself. I do use Rarity Tools quite often for upcoming projects, as well as NFTcalendar.io.
Okay.
Now, these would be websites that you would use if you're looking for upcoming projects or to see, rarities of projects that are already minted and are already out there. But that's one place that you can start. They always have the websites, Discords, and Twitter listed under upcoming projects. So from there, you can actually go to the correct website, correct Twitter, et cetera, et cetera.
So, okay, so that's really good to know. There's a lot of things that I'm not aware of. I've got some NFTs.
Yeah,
I
no,
actually am in a
absolutely.
good position in a few of them, but I think this is a question right here. This is David. He's part of the
Yeah.
DCA fam in the house. Side note, guys, if you're looking to get into the Debate Crypto Academy, guys, you want some personal attention. You guys are looking to learn. Check us out. We would love to have you. We're actually giving a year of Market Cipher away for
Awesome.
free if you are in the academy and subscribed to the channel. But back on it. So Dave asked Meg. Well, first of all, hold on. Let me side note here. I want to tell you two things. So Dave, I've known Dave for a little while now. He's awesome. He wanted me to tell you a couple things here real quick. First of all, Meg, you're a great content creator. Don't be nervous, right? Then
Much love.
then don't let Meg fool you. She will kick your ass. Hashtag MMA. I love it, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. So there you go. You've
Yeah.
got that little bit of extra love coming from the chat. Guys, smash a 1 in the chat if you guys are enjoying the chat with Meg. Smash a 2 if you want Meg to smash your face in. So 1 or 2, just take your pick.
There'll
Meg,
be too many twos.
yeah, right. What
I'm
is
nice, I swear.
what's a good way to find the early NFT projects? I think that's one of the things that a lot of people struggle with. They hear about it too late. Do you have any good suggestions on
Yeah.
that?
So again, what we were just talking about, I think Twitter and Discord can be some of your best resources. And I say Discord because you can actually go and join Discords of communities and projects that have already minted. So I mean, whether it be I talk highly of a few, but whether it be Boss Beauties or the Bungee Project, those are both NFTs I'm holding. By the way, I'm not trying to hype them up by any means, just
No,
projects I
you're good.
believe in.
Yeah.
But you can go into their Discord, and a lot of the times there's people in there chatting about upcoming alpha per se, right?
Okay.
So that's right under your nose. So that's one way. And then again, those websites I was talking about. So Rarity Tools can be a great one. NFTcalendar.io. And there you just go down to upcoming projects and it'll give you a list. So I really like to go through those a couple weeks in advance at least. The earlier that you can get into these Discords and feel out that community, try and get on white lists, because at least then you have the ability to wait it out and decide whether or not you're gonna mint it. But yeah, Rarity Tools and NFT Calendar can be great resources.
Okay. So check this out, Meg. I'm going to pull this up because you've used
Now
it
these
before and I have not. Go ahead.
Yes. Now these, for the most part, there are only Ethereum NFTs on there, but I have seen that Rarity Tools have since added Solana, a couple of the Phantom drops as well on here. But if just right up at the top, Nick, you can see upcoming. There you go. And
Oh,
then you
I
have a list.
literally,
And so,
man, I'm glad I brought you on. I literally have never
yeah.
used this either. I'm such an NFT. I'm such an NFT noob. If you're an NFT noob like CryptoKeeper is, drop a 1 in the chat. All right, what were you saying,
So
Meg?
on the right hand side there, it really does give you a breakdown. You can see, the mint price. So that one looks like it's minting at 52 Phantom. So that's going to be the price. And then from there, you can click on whether it be their Discords, their Twitters, stuff like that. I would definitely
Have
take a
these all
look
been
at what,
vet? Have these all been vet? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but have these projects, like if it's on here, does this? Do you know? Does this website? Do they actually vet any of these? Or are they just saying,
you
"Hey,
know
new
what?
project, new project, new project"?
I believe projects have to pay to list on here. So I do
Okay,
not believe that they are vetted, but
okay,
again, don't quote me on that. I don't want to say anything
right?
that I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But from here at least you can go and see, if you click on, say that the Twitter, for
yeah.
instance, on one of those projects, you can go to the Twitter,
Uh huh.
and
Oh,
from
I
there
gotta
you can see,
hold that thought.
if
Hold that thought because
oh, that's okay.
I gotta switch the screen. I can't have my whole screen open. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
It's right here. Here we go.
Yeah, guys,
Okay.
if you're not using Twitter and you're interested in getting into the NFT scene, get on Twitter. I
Okay.
actually didn't even know people use Twitter. I'm a little bit old, but no, it's one of the best resources of information. Again, if you're following, some of the bigger players in the space as well, and some of the certain hashtags, you can then see if they are following these same projects as well, right? Because then that can give a little bit of insight. Obviously, don't just go off of that, but it's just it can be a helpful tool.
Yeah.
You're going to want to see, how active are these communities on their social media accounts. Is this
Right.
something that they've been paying for followers? Are they following other communities? Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
If they're paying for followers, that is one thing that it is the red flag right off the bat for me. I am out.
How do you
Paying for
how
followers.
okay, so how does somebody spot that, Meg? Somebody's paying for followers.
Um,
How
I
does that
mean,
happen? How
you
does
can.
that
It's actually very easy to. Well, I guess I say that because I've been in there for a while now. But if you go to their page and click on their following list or their followers, you can usually tell if they're fake and they're bots or not.
okay?
Um,
You're saying just
yeah,
literally common sense from what's being said or not being said. Like the ones, have you seen the ones where they do this on YouTube a lot? So they'll put a comment, it'll be a nice big long
yeah.
comment that's very general, and then at the end they'll like say something about somebody, and then they literally respond back and forth to themselves with like
Oh
three or
yeah,
four.
it's
Oh
like a
my
full
gosh, I
full
know him. He's
conversation.
so great. Like I'm like, get the heck out of here. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
Your English isn't even correct half the time. It's like,
Aren't
get
they
out of here.
terrible? They're terrible human beings. I just
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But anyway, that's one thing that's an absolute no-go for me. Now,
Okay.
how does their Twitter and their Discord followers match up? Is
Okay.
there a big gap or,
Right.
what
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
one of the biggest pieces of advice that I could tell anybody is we were given human instincts for a reason. Use them. If
Yeah.
your spidey senses are going off, and I will say that, use them, trust them. If you miss out on a good NFT because you trusted your instincts, whatever, it happens. There's going to be more. You can buy off secondary, but it's
Yeah.
not worth it. It's not worth it to get scammed.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. You just get a feeling sometimes. I had somebody message me the other day on Instagram, and it seemed like it was like a normal kid's name. He said
Yeah.
he used my first name. He said, "Hey Nick, what's up?" And so like for a second I was like, "Oh, maybe this is somebody that knows, that knows me, whatever." I say hi to him, and I basically told him, "Hey, look, I'm not trying to be short with you, but there's so many scammers, this, that, and the third." And my wife kind of overheard me like voice texting that. And
Yeah.
she was like, "You're not even going to give this dude." I said, "Listen, I'm a pro over here, right? I can tell how this conversation is headed already."
Yeah. Oh,
And it ended up,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean, like, there's just so much crap.
Yeah,
But
again, you just have to trust your instincts with that stuff.
yeah.
Um, it's
So
unfortunate, but
in terms of NFTs, Meg, so they've got, let's see if I can rattle off at least a few of these. So we've obviously got stuff on Ethereum, we've got stuff on Solana, we now have stuff on Cardano, which has actually been really interesting to me recently. Where else do we have NFTs right now?
there's Phantom, there's Immutable X,
Oh yeah, okay. And then
there is
what's the
um
you said Immutable X, but what? Uh,
Rarity.sniper. That's another website actually, and
okay,
they'll have upcoming projects on there too. They have 7 different blockchains listed on there.
wow,
That
okay.
have NFTs up and coming. Yes, but
And
they're
what are
kind of coming out
you?
everywhere right now. I stick to Ethereum for the most part. When Solana NFTs first launched, I say I aped into a bunch and I learned my lesson the hard way because now I am a bag holder of
Yeah,
Solana NFTs, and a lot aren't going anywhere. So the one project that I had fully like wholeheartedly believe in, their team just left recently. So whether or
yeah.
not that's going to even be revived, I don't know. I sold that NFT,
So you didn't lose
almost
any
took a
money on
loss
it, or
on
you
it. So
did?
basically just a wash for the most part. But
Okay.
I had high hopes for it. At one point, I was offered 40 Solana for it, and I turned it down.
Oh
So if
no,
so that's one of my big like
because 40 Solana
moments,
at that point
right?
would have been what, 8 grand ish. I mean, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah, and that
if I
yeah
remember. Yeah.
that was not fun.
I'm sorry. I'm like
So anyway,
rubbing
stuff
salt
can
in the wound.
happen, but I think I'm very weary right now of leaving Ethereum NFTs for that reason. But
Okay.
there's still just not a whole ton of big players that are going elsewhere, unless I'm wrong, right? I mean, you only have so much time in a day, but
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually stuff will come out. Cardano does have their land, like there's land for their first metaverse and virtual world over there that's doing pretty well, I believe. Pavia, I believe it's called.
Yeah, Pavia or
Um,
Pavia. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Pavia, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm not closed off to buying NFTs on Solana or anything. I just haven't really put the time in to find the new up and coming ones. I know there's some wearable projects coming out, soul glasses, stuff
Did you
like
say
that, and they
did you say
usually
wearable as in like NFT
yeah.
projects for in the metaverse?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so, like, the Solana sunglasses, they're coming out with those. I think they have Soul Socks, Soul Runner, stuff like that usually does okay at first, but,
Are they
yeah.
specifically for Sandbox or Decentraland, or do you know if they cross
I'm
over?
not too sure. I'm not too
Okay.
sure on those ones. I know there's a lot of wearables for Sandbox and Decentraland.
Yeah,
Even some of the NFTs that I hold, they have airdropped wearables. Meta or Guardians of the Metaverse. That's when they had dropped masks or whatever to use in Decentraland. So
yeah.
little things like that. But you can buy wearables on the secondary
So
off OpenSea.
are you just you personally, when you're buying
Yeah.
NFTs right now, are you an now listen, there's lots of use case on all of these, but let me just use a
Right.
very simple term. Are you art first, or hey, I'm making some money off this first at this point with where you're at now?
So I try and have that mindset of money, obviously, but I'm not a flipper by any means. And that's just because I do get attached to these projects that I'm buying because I believe in them. I believe in them for a
Right.
reason.
Yeah.
So really, overall, my outlook is, at least 6 months holding one and kind of going from there, which has also, hurt me on some projects because I could have sold such and such and made a
Yeah.
good profit. So my strategy though is really going forward and the last few is to hold at least 2 to 3 of that
Yeah.
specific project that I believe in, because then I'm always going to have that one to sell. I can sell my least rare one and
I
hopefully
like
cover
that.
my costs for all three, and
I
then the
like
rest, again, it's just house money per se. Again, with just two you can do that, right? But at least three, then you have that third to hold on to as well, sell for some extra profit down the road, gift it to somebody, anything like that. So
It's funny
it's
that you
definitely
say
not
that.
affordable for everyone though, right? Like
Right.
three, that is a lot. So
Right.
I try and aim for two, because the
Yeah.
ones that I'm holding only one of, I'm kicking myself in the teeth now, going, oh darn, like these are going up. Why didn't I grab another one? Right? Because now if I sell it, then I have to sell it at a good enough price to be able to pick one up off the floor,
Right, right. No, so
right?
Miguel and I have had, and it's funny that that's what you've been doing. Same
Yeah,
strategy. Like at least we like to have at least
right.
3, and it's so like if we do
Yeah,
it together, it's so that we can do exactly that. It's so that hey, we can see with the let's just say the third one, we can see what the market is actually longer
yeah,
term doing. If they absolutely pop off the front, we can sell one
yeah,
towards the front end on the set. Yeah, so
yeah.
I love that strategy. Did you get in on? I'm going to jump into the chat in just a second, guys. Guys,
Okay.
if you've got questions on NFTs, drop it into the chat. Let's talk about it. I see a couple of them I'm going to jump into, but did you get into? So we bought 10 of the Matrix, NFTs.
Right.
Did you
No,
get
I
in on the
didn't.
Matrix?
No, you were telling me about that. And how have they been doing?
You know what? Here, let's do a little live look on them. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up. So they, I know it was cool when they allowed you to, take the red pill or the blue. Right? I'm signing in right now, so give me just a second.
So do you want
Th-
to give us a quick explanation of that?
yeah, yeah,
What do
yeah,
you mean, the
sure.
red or the blue pill? I know you had tagged me in a
Yeah,
video, but I wasn't sure of exactly how that all worked out.
yeah. I'm gonna pull it up actually right now. So, um, for those of you that haven't seen this or don't know what it is, Nifty's came out with right here these Matrix NFTs. Right. What happened was you bought these. I'm gonna pull up my wallet. Well, maybe my profile. There we go. And so what they had was they had these characters right here. Okay.
Cool.
And I'm gonna show. Did I sell one?
So
One, two,
I'm
three, four.
assuming those are characters from the movie. I've never seen The Matrix, so
So they're not there. So these are actually just they're just regular. They're just NFTs. Okay. And what happened was I'll show you. So this one right here, this guy right here. What ended up happening was this is how he came originally. Okay. And I bought 5 of these and Miguel bought 5. Okay. And then what happened is you got the option to pick a red pill or a blue pill. Okay. And then if you pick the blue pill, if you pick the red pill, I believe it was, they actually changed and I'll show you. So like I picked a red pill for this one, red pill for this one, red pill for this one, blue pill for this one. So this was him originally. And this one, I has never even taken one of the pills because I thought that it would add, and I thought he looks
some
like Neo,
value.
but I thought that it would add some
Yeah,
value. And then this glitch in the
absolutely.
matrix one. But ultimately, when you open them up and you look down at them, they basically have these attributes: right hand accessory, katana with black handle, silver blade, charisma, wisdom, intelligence, movement, can walk and chew gum at the same time. Good job. And they all have these, numbers on them, like a lot of the NFTs do. So I think
Yeah.
it's cool. Miguel sold, I think so. We bought them for $50 a piece. And I think Miguel sold one of his for $250. And I think he sold another one for 100 or 150, something like that. So he was able to
Okay.
sell a couple. I think that there was such a large drop of them that I don't know, right? I might be
How
sitting on
many were there?
it was 40,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I think it was
Yeah.
40,000, I think was the number. And one of the things over there was a glitch in the matrix. There was literally it was so busy on the front end that it literally took almost a day and a half. I was like number 26,000 in line, and it just randomized your number. Miguel got like number 3,300 or something like that. So we
Oh,
got in
crazy.
decently
Yeah.
quick, but it took forever to get. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely was, different, cool, whatever. I would like to sell, some of
Yeah.
them, but what I was getting at, the whole point of that was
It's a
we
toss
bought
up.
5 for the purpose of what you're talking about. So blue pills,
Right.
red pills, and then unchanged, and that was kind of
Yeah.
my master plan. Apparently, I
Well,
wasn't the only person
and
to think.
that's the thing, like, a lot of what's out there right now, they're gonna go away, right? Do I believe NFTs are
Oh
just a
yeah,
fad? Absolutely not. But, how long do you hold on to it for, right?
yeah.
You have to, but we're so early. That's the thing. I think about Coinbase, and their NFT marketplace that's coming out and how many people that's gonna
That's
open
gonna
up
be
to, right?
That's
Yeah.
gonna be I think that's gonna be tell me what you think, but I think that that's gonna be the spot because they're gonna
Oh,
make it
yeah.
so easy. You agree with
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah. Yeah, I really do. I'm not sure how busy like FTX's NFT marketplace is. I know they have one.
Okay.
I mean, same with Nifty Gateway, you don't have to have crypto in order to buy. So they're owned by Gemini,
Uh-huh.
and you can actually buy with your credit card and stuff on there, and then just
Right.
hold them on your Nifty account. So,
Right.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
What about this one, Meg? Have you gotten oh, no, hold on, not that yet, not that yet. We're gonna ask that
Okay.
in a second.
Thoughts on VV?
Have you got into any of these? Because I
Yeah,
freaking have
no.
been sitting there pushing the button so
Yeah.
many times, and
No,
I can't get
I've
one.
tried. I've
Oh,
tried. I know some people who have, been able to pick them up, but no, and so I did just stop trying, but I think VV has a lot of potential. I mean, they've got so many good partnerships and licensing agreements.
yeah.
I know though that it's only for specific
Yeah, it's like Star Wars
ones, like
does
it's
really well.
but it's yeah, but even like their DC Comics stuff, like they don't own, I don't believe they own the licensing for everything. I think it's just for specific um
Characters?
yeah, and not
Okay.
even all of them, just for specific like statues and stuff, right?
Right.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that they could do very well, but it really just depends. I mean, think about the how many people collect Disney stuff, right?
I know, and I just
Like
had
it's
no idea how I mean, I don't know how you've seen people get into them. I don't know if they've got bots
yeah.
set up or what, but
I'm pretty
man,
sure they must.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised.
I didn't realize how big the collectible world was until I started in NFTs either. It's kind
Yeah.
of crazy. Like it's a world that I don't know, but even like playing cards and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It's
whole
like when
other
you see
world.
people opening up like the Pokemon packs or whatever. To me,
J-Man
it
does.
makes
Yeah.
it makes 0
Yeah.
sense. The only reason I can make it make sense is because of how heavily I was into baseball, basketball cards. I actually have some downstairs that I have held on to that actually have like some real
Yeah.
value. So I can get it from
Yeah.
that perspective. But
Yeah.
man, people get
Yeah.
wild with those. Did you see Jake Paul got freaking scammed for
Or
like
Logan
3
did, yes.
or Logan Paul, was it like it was like $3
Yeah, I
million
read
or
that.
something?
But he called the guy and he flew out because it was an actual collectible shop, and I guess they ended up working it all out or
Oh,
whatever,
really?
but isn't that
Really?
crazy? Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
insane. So check
Even,
this out, Meg.
like,
What do you think of this? What do you think a good project is that isn't stupid expensive? Anything. And again, guys, you guys all already know this is not financial advice, all the good things,
yeah.
right? We're just having a
Yeah.
conversation here. You have anything you really like right now?
Um, everything I'm holding.
Okay.
Right now we are in a
Tell me
whole
where
other
one is. I'm going to
wave.
pull it up. Tell me one of them. I'm going to pull
You
it up and tell me where it's at.
I mean,
You got anything on OpenSea?
I do. If you put
Okay.
MegBZK, I've got my 3 wall I've got, yeah, a couple wallets on there, you
Oh,
can
okay.
see.
Hold on a
I
second.
guess we're just gonna look into them.
Yeah, let's check out Meg's wallet,
Yeah.
guys. Heck yeah. Does it just have a
The
purple background, Meg?
the purple and the blue one. The
Okay.
other ones just hold our,
Well,
some
but the
domain
purple one
names, but
itself does have stuff in it. No, that just has the unstoppable domains, it looks like. Hold on a second.
yeah, so it's the other 2 that have stuff in it.
Okay, hold on.
The blue one,
Meg, BZ. Now you got me saying Z. Is it
I say Z.
let's see here, the blue
It's a
one.
Canadian thing.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Hold on a second. We are gonna dive. Listen, guys, we're diving into Meg's wallet right now. Let's check it out.
A
Here we
couple of
go.
them. Now people
Here
are gonna
we
now I'm gonna need to open a new wallet. So which one's this?
go.
Oh, this only has a couple in it.
Okay. So what's
So
this one
yeah,
right here, the heart project?
so that's the Heart Project. So they're really, you know, they're a group out of LA, I believe, but they've got big connections to the music industry. Some stuff coming up with Fred Siegel. So they are doing some wearables and whatnot that they'll be, for the metaverse, but also in Fred Siegel and other stores that you can buy online.
This one looks like
Um,
you did pretty decent with what this I don't know what the floor price
Yeah,
or what this
I think
was, the
it's
mint price.
around
But
0.9 right now. I minted that at 0.04.
really? Nice.
Yeah, so they've got some stuff coming up with some music artists, music videos, and I really like that they are involving their community in that stuff too. So that's
So
one. That's
0.04 meg, you got a 16x right now. Why is this one not on block? Why is this one not
Yeah,
sold
I
and
won't
down the
be.
road yet?
So because of their upcoming
Okay.
partnerships
Okay.
and everything they have coming. So again, I really wish I would have picked up a couple more of these. The floor was 1.9 there a week ago, and it has since kind of pulled back and just been sitting
Right.
around this area. And then, I do again have high hopes for the project, EDC partnership, stuff like that. So this lemming, it
This
was
thing's
cute.
this thing's cute.
It
I
was
knew that's
cute.
what you were
They're
gonna
not
say. I
doing
knew it.
graded
I'm
as
gonna say,
well.
"This thing's cute because it's the
So
first thing I
cute.
thought. It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute, right? And me and my son will sometimes watch a Lee show. I don't know. It has the cute factor. So these are 2 of my Boss
Uh-oh.
Beauties. This is a
Ooh,
project that I talk about all the
you
time.
told me about this one.
Um,
Look at this Boss B,
yeah,
3.5 ETH. What we got
it's
going on
not
over here?
going. So this is
Ooh.
rank number 18, and I have never held a super rare NFT before, but yeah, I'm not selling her.
She is not
So
for sale. Hey, do you ever let me ask you, why not put her up for sale for like something ridiculous? Why not
I
put her up for
know.
sale for like,
And
50
then
ETH
scoop
or
some
something
off the
like that?
floor with a
And just see,
profit.
I'm just saying, what if? Like, if somebody offered you legitimately 50 ETH, would you sell it?
Absolutely, and then I
Okay,
would
okay,
sweep
okay. I
sweep
was
the
about
floor.
to
I'd be picking up,
okay,
some other ones.
okay.
But the thing is I'm so emotionally connected to her now, right? Like it's hard for me to ever, I don't know, and that's a scary thing about NFTs too, because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble if you can't let go of them. You don't
Yeah.
wanna be a bag holder, but Boss Beauties, they have a Marvel partnership. They have they're the first NFT in the New York Stock Exchange.
Really?
Their real world art is in there. They are in the Arctic Archives. So if you don't know about that, the Arctic Archives are however they're in the Arctic mountains anyway, underground, however many meters
Okay.
deep below the Arctic mountain, and they've got a lot of old documents that are stored there. So Lisa, the founder of Boss Beauties, she has had a foundation for over 10 years. So this has been a long work in progress. She's had partnerships with Verizon, Target. So yeah, if your Boss Beauty is used, you can earn that way as well. So if
What?
it is used on
Really?
merchandise, yeah. But you also have rights up to, I believe, anything. I believe $50,000. So if you bring
Okay.
in a revenue of 50,000, and then anything above that, you have to work that out with them, I believe. But again, don't quote me on those exact numbers. But yeah, that's probably
Interesting.
one of the projects I'm the most excited about.
Okay.
Um,
Let's see here.
yeah. Now,
That's interesting.
again, so this is one of those examples where those pictures are really just the face of everything that's coming, that's behind them, right? For the project that's behind them.
So, like, an airline
Um,
could use this for some sort of something, and you could basically make a royalty off of being the owner, and they're just using it?
yeah, I believe I could print it on something for up to a certain amount and sell that, but
Interesting.
that hasn't even crossed my mind yet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So speaking
So
of printing it on something, do you have a way to display any of your NFTs in your house? Do you have any little bougie
um
picture frame thing or something that you got going
no,
on?
I don't. You can get like a TV screen or whatever to display them, but even now, my Bungees, I do plan on printing those on metal. The Bungee Project. Now, that's an example of an NFT where it is kind of the opposite. It is
How do you
Brendan Murphy
spell
is
it?
a very
Boonjies?
BOONJI
Okay,
Bungee
Boonjies.
Project.
Here we go.
Yeah. These ones are in my other wallet. You can take a
Okay.
look too if you'd like. But um, Brendan Murphy is a very well known, world renowned artist. And these are his pieces. So they have a partnership with Roblox and a bunch of other amazing stuff coming. It
Wow.
potentially will be the first NFT to go to space, I believe. So with that being said,
What?
this for me is the opposite though. It's more about the art with this one, just because
Okay.
I am so drawn to these pieces. And then all the stuff that's coming with it, it's all just a bonus, right? So these are actually, I don't want to say they're mine, but J Man's, he did pick these Bungees out.
Yeah.
Um,
These are
and it's
sweet.
just something, again, that's really connected me and my son, because he has such a love for art too. And I try and have him involved with picking NFTs and taking a look. With me, and he does have a say in all of these.
These are freaking cool. So all of them
Aren't
are like
they?
just basically space whatever within has
Yeah.
writings and just little
Yeah.
scratch
Yeah.
drawings and whatever else.
This is probably my favorite NFT project out there. Again, I do believe it is one of the most undervalued projects out there.
Wow.
Um, they're
Interesting.
amazing. They're amazing
Yeah.
pieces. So your Bungees, they do act as passports as well for certain events and stuff,
Did I not
as
have those
well
pulled up?
as
Was I just literally not did I have those pulled up? Were you just looking at those?
not on
Oh
no,
my
not
gosh,
on
I'm
our
such an
screen.
idiot. I'm such an idiot. Sorry, guys. This is what I was trying to do. I was trying to let you guys see all this. Here we go. My bad, my bad, my bad.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Wow.
these are like I could look at these for hours, and I'm pretty sure I have looked at these for hours.
Mm,
But again, on the
these
left hand
are dope,
side of OpenSea, you can search by different traits and stuff.
right?
If you go oh to the
I was
left
just
there with that arrow,
yeah,
and then
gotcha.
if you scroll down, you can go to background, body, ear. So,
Right.
like, yeah, and then usually if you scroll down again where you are, the rarer they get. See?
Loyalty. Let's check this one out.
Yeah, so this is the loyalty background.
Wow. 4.5 ETH,
Look
9.99.
at that
Wow, I
one.
mean, this one's freaking super dope. I like
Aren't
that.
they beautiful? though, like they're
different
yeah,
for
and
sure. They're
but
cool.
he does sculptures. If you Google his sculptures, he does big, huge, massive sculptures that are, all over
Really?
the world. So they have one in London, and I believe in Saxon Fifth one's coming. But yeah, so that's a good example though of where real world art is coming into the metaverse,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So
super
again, he
cool.
does have a world in Roblox. If you look it up or play in Roblox at all, check it out.
Interesting. The only thing that I've been besides the I think I told you the besides the Red Village, besides some Zed Run, and besides the ones I just showed you, Nifty Gateway, I just hadn't really got into it. I just been such a
Yeah.
boring boomer over here with my ETH and Bitcoin and whatever else I've got, right? But they're fun, and that's one of the things that I
Yeah.
really have liked about them. They're like a cool little, they're like something cool to have that for me ultimately, so we're going to be building out my basement soon, and I'm going to build a nice big studio down there and whatever else. I plan on getting because they make like these, they look like a frame. I think they're technically a TV, but
Hmm.
I plan on putting one
Yeah.
down there. And I don't know, I think it'd be cool, even though I'm not like huge into NFTs. I think it's a very crypto centric thing, and so I don't know.
To
I'm
have them
super
kind of
I'm
just
super
on
excited.
and filter all day.
Have you
Yeah, I
looked at
wouldn't
these?
mind doing that.
Have you looked at these? Have you looked at the Ozzy Osbourne crypto bats?
I
You
have,
heard
yeah.
about
I've
these?
just kind of seen them and heard about them and stuff. It's not something I'm interested in picking up at this time. But
So
again,
check
there's a lot
this
of
out.
Aussie fans out there, right?
We are, and this is getting ready. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this yet. I think, am I allowed to talk about this yet? I don't think I'm allowed to talk about this yet. Never
Uh-oh.
mind. Well, I don't do much promotional stuff at all, but there is a particular NFT project I've never promoted an NFT project, but I'm about to here in about a week, something like that. Yeah, like a week. I think next week. I was going to tell you, but I'll tell you. I can't tell you on the live stream,
Tell me a
unfortunately.
different time.
At any
I'll
event,
stop you.
we're getting ready to promote one, and it's purely the fact that I like what's behind it. I haven't even seen what the NFT looks like. It's just who's behind it, what it's for. It hits home with me and some of my past and my history. And so I was like, you know what? I'd like to be a part of that. And that's where I think it gets pretty cool too, is if, there's something behind it,
That
more
you can
than just,
connect to.
yes, more than just, hey,
Hmm.
look what I've got, or more than just a little flex. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I connect to that. Yeah. No, I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
See, yeah, and a lot of people do see them at like NFTs as a flex. I don't really look at them that way though. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure how long the whole profile picture thing is going to stick around, or if that's going to be forever. Maybe the OGs of the space, maybe the original bigger blue chip NFT projects. But
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just have to see what happens, right?
Have you messed around much in the metaverse yet, Meg? So Miguel's got like his Apes 3D, and he like can put on his little book bag, and like that comes.
Yeah,
Are you familiar with that?
those are pretty cool. So J-Man and I have that's my son, by the way, for
Yeah.
anybody who's watching. He's 8. So we have spent some time looking around at different games, and we've spent some time in Decentraland. There's still a lot of development to be done. However, we have hopped around in there a little bit, but that's really it. Art
Yeah.
shows, stuff like that. There's a
Miguel has
few a few art
Miguel's figured out
playground
how to
games.
make his like freaking do like little dance, and then he's got one where he like fights
Like
Donald
emotes.
Trump, and like I
Oh,
don't even
good.
know how he's done it,
Yeah.
but it is definitely impressive. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I am super into some of this stuff. I just haven't pulled the trigger, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this. Do you think, let's say we're in a bear market right now, or let's say
Right.
we're moving into one, right? Let's just say,
Yes.
do you
Okay.
think that the NFTs are going beside? Okay, so obviously one ETH is one ETH is one ETH if you really want to get crypto
Right.
centric, right? Let's take that out of the equation. If for the actual one ETH is one ETH, are these going to suffer? Do you think these are going
Yeah.
to suffer just like any other project, or do you think that they're
Yeah.
going to step out on their own and kind of be their own thing?
It's interesting and it's all new to everybody, right? I mean, this is going to be a whole new thing, so we'll really have to see. But the pattern that I've noticed is that when crypto is, you know, on that downtrend, NFTs have seemed to be really taking off. So that's the one thing where I'm kind of getting a little bit confused, because originally I thought, oh, absolutely, they're taking a hit, right? But it seems that all the really good projects are still doing okay. So
You,
that's where,
I wonder. So, are
you
you
know, is it
saying
being used
like
as a hedge against crypto? Like, are people moving into NFTs when it's coming down? That's kind of what it has seemed like up to this point. But
you know what it might be though? It might be that they are literally looking at the NFTs as a US dollar value. And when the price and when the actual asset value goes down, right? So like when ETH goes
yeah,
down, all of a sudden, like that theoretically would go up because it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you need
right,
more
right.
ETH to get to $500, $1,000, whatever the number would be. I could see that being the case too. I don't know, just a thought, just kind of
Possible. It's
thinking out
possible.
loud.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not
yeah,
sure. I do know that they're gonna take a hit at some point, right? I mean, I just don't see them continuing like this. So we'll just have to see. It comes and goes in waves like everything does. And again, this is the third wave that I've seen of this. So try and just hold, strong projects that you do believe in. Again, if you're
yeah,
know ahead of time, are you a flipper? And are you a flipper or are you a collector? And it can be
right,
different for everything that you go into minting or buying on the secondary, but have that laid out, have your plan ahead of time.
yeah.
Because how many you buy, how long you give yourself to sell it, that matters. If you don't flip it right away, you could be stuck holding that. And especially
Yeah.
if those, leaders of that project do leave, then, you have to think about all that stuff.
Have you paid any? Have you participated in the gas wars with any of these NFTs? Have you paid some ridiculously
Oh,
stupid
it's
fees on
awful,
gas?
and I wanna cry, and that's the another reason why I do try and, look at whitelists as well, because they usually give you, a certain amount of time to mint, so you can, pick it up in the middle of the night when gas fees aren't
Gas
as
fees are
high,
low.
but
Yeah,
gas fees are really hurting, like, they really
yeah,
do. I've held off on buying a few as of recently. I
yeah,
was gonna pick up another Sad Girls bar, and I held off just because gas was stupid at the time, but
yeah.
I would have thought that people would have gravitated towards Solana or a different chain to start buying NFTs. But again, it's kind of pocket change to a lot of the bigger players
Oh,
in the space as well, those NFT gas fees. So they don't really, are they going to move over?
yeah. No, I
Right?
totally, I totally agree. So
Yeah.
Patricio, this question is actually for Meg. Let's ask Meg. I want to start selling my gallery of NFT art. Do you recommend I give it a try in OpenSea? Do you have any recommendations on where maybe
Yeah.
to do that?
S- Um, so I'm assuming this is art that he has created,
Well,
like,
yeah,
or
I'm
as
gonna
an
I'm gonna make the
artist, not your own
assumption.
NFTs, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna make the assumption that he has his own art. He or she has.
right.
I'm saying Patricio is
So
gonna be
this
the guy,
is
but yeah,
this is a great thing that I'm glad we're actually going to talk about, because I'm in some Facebook groups, groups of over 50,000 people, stuff like that. And I see so many people struggling to sell their NFTs. So the one thing that I would say before spending that money to upload them to OpenSea, to get them out there, I would honestly say work on building your community first. Treat it like you would a business. Work on your product, work on your art kind of in the meantime, but focus on your social media accounts. Get out into the community, grow that following.
that's a
Because
really
that
good
way,
point.
then you have something to present to your community as opposed to doing it the opposite way. I find that people really turn into those spammers that I do not like when they don't have that community built, right? You'll
Yeah,
go to OpenSea, you'll look at this NFT, and it's been listed for however long. And unless you have a guy like Gary Vee coming in and saying, oh, look at, right, how are you
right.
going to get that piece to move? Because a lot of collectors, they're going to sit back and just kind of say, well, why has it been up here for this long?
It's
Nobody
like a
likes
house being
this
on the real
piece,
estate
right?
market too long. It's like the house being on
Yeah.
the real. It's like something's got to be up there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but I mean, get on TikTok, get on, get in. into these Facebook groups, just start connecting with people, start chatting in Discords, getting your face out there so people recognize you, stuff like that. I think that's a lot smarter way to, bring out your NFT art as opposed to doing it the opposite way. You don't want to be having to go and, spam people's feeds and
Yeah.
inboxes in order to find those buyers, right? Because that's not a good look.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
not
really
right.
good
But
point.
that's, yeah, really focus on your business and your community and what you want to build, and then bring your art. And you can do just a couple pieces at a time, right? People like when it's scarce is one of the main things behind NFTs. If
Yeah,
there's
and
only a couple of them.
you're so yeah,
Yeah.
the community on the front end, that's why, guys, and just piggybacking on Meg there, that's why you will see NFT projects that you'll see they get pushed out by a bunch of influencers, right? And you'll see a number of them. The one that we're getting ready to do, you're probably going to see next week from some people, right? And so, but
Yeah.
the whole point behind that is exactly what Meg just said. It's like, hey, if it gets out in front of enough people and then people see, hey, you know what, I either really love that or I see a value proposition there, then all of a sudden we're
Hmm.
talking about the ability to sell it. But you're right, on the other side of it, if you just drop it out there and nobody knows anything about it, there are so many
Yeah,
NFTs.
especially
It's
on
like, how are you going to
OpenSea.
how are you going to drive that traffic? Whereas on
Yeah.
the other side, you can
Right.
get people up, give them a taste of what this might be looking for, what the project's about, if it has any utility. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And it's
I
just,
like that.
there's so many scams out there and stuff too nowadays. So I mean, unless do have that community, then
Yeah,
it's just just what I would say. Just what I
yeah.
would say.
No,
Um,
that makes a lot of sense for real. Um,
yeah, and I do think that there will be a shift at some point too. Right now, again, we're on those profile pictures on the collection of 10,000, on the collection of 5,000.
right.
Um, I do think that I hope to see an adjustment to these world renowned artists as well, and people in the real world art scene. I know they're there already, but I do want to see that come into the mainstream. But right now, people are really looking for that utility and what kind of value can this provide to me long term.
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
like so I'm big into music, and so
yeah,
Audius has been my baby, and as just an
yeah,
investment, it's been something that I've been talking about for a long time.
right,
Some people realized some really good profits
yeah,
from that. Crypto Hussar actually got into it because he heard me talking about it and
yeah,
ended up making some really good profits on it, whatever.
awesome,
But what I'm getting at is the the ability for the artists, I think, to
it's
actually,
huge.
make that money and actually bring it for themselves. Like, so many of these artists, they say starving artists, right? Well,
Yeah,
even a lot of these like rappers or whatever, right? They ultimately owe a lot. So you see them in these chains and have all this
yeah,
money in this house and this car. Half of it's rented, half of it's a flex. And
yeah.
if it's not, it is literally owned by the studio, and they
Oh,
owe basically as
absolutely.
much as they are presenting tour. It's a
Yeah.
facade. And I love
Well,
the
and it's
fact that
nice.
this gives an opportunity for people to genuinely take that money and put it in their own pocket.
Yeah, to earn those royalties, right? And then the people that are buying, your music and stuff, like your fans and whatnot, and those people that you're giving that access to, they're the ones that are earning off of your, like, right? As
Yeah, the
opposed to
royalty on
these big,
them.
yeah, exactly. Instead of these big, huge companies. So I think that's really cool too, that it
Yeah,
gives back to your fans and those people. So
it's super
yeah,
dope.
it's going to be huge for the music scene. And it's really exciting to see. There's definitely a lot coming out with that too. There's so
Yeah.
many use cases for NFTs, right? I mean, and kind of in all different industries. I mean, I'm still interested to see how Walmart's going to use NFTs, but at the same time, if you're holding a Walmart NFT, do you get an overall discount at a certain time of year or
Receipt.
something like that, or do you get,
Yeah.
25% off a certain, right? Like different
Yeah.
perks. So it can be used as all different things.
Yeah. The reality is,
It's,
guys, NFTs are just we're just at the beginning, right? That we're just at the precipice of what this is going to be. I believe these are going to be,
yeah,
your driver's license. I believe that this is going to be the deed to your house, your car note, all of these things are going to, because ultimately what it is it's a digital verification on the blockchain that, hey,
Right.
this is one of one. This is what it's digital
Yeah.
ownership of a one of one piece. And
Yeah.
so for any thing like an ID, like there should only be one of my ID, right? And we're moving everything digital. So I do believe at some point we're going to be getting pulled over by the, well, I'm not going to be getting pulled over by the police anymore, but you might, right? And
$1,900 in speeding tickets
yeah,
later.
exactly, because the inflation will be so high, and but yeah, you'll literally pull out your phone. Like, think about it. You can pull out your phone now. At least in the States, you can pull out your phone and
Yeah,
have your insurance on. Like, literally, you can show your insurance on your
that's
phone
neat.
instead of like having the insurance card. So I think it's going to be the same type of idea. So I'm really excited for what it's going to be moving forward. I think that it does help continue to push us into that digital revolution. So I'm super
Yeah, it
excited to see
does
where it
give
goes.
that digital ownership, right?
Mhm.
No, it's definitely exciting.
Yeah, and yes, chemo and crypto. Snoop Dogg didn't hesitate to capitalize on these opportunities. Nope, Snoop smoked that opportunity, right? But yeah, guys. So
You
listen,
heard
Meg,
about the UFC as well, right, Nick? The UFC
for
have so
NFTs.
they have partnered with Dapper Labs, and they are now opening UFC Strike, which is the UFC marketplace for
No,
NFTs. So
no.
their main focus is going to be on owning UFC moments in history. However, I do believe they've got some card packs coming out here right away. So I
Are
did
we going to
just
get
did a
a
video yesterday on TikTok
MegBZK
about that.
NFT? Huh? Are
Well,
we going
I
to get a
don't fight in the UFC,
MegBZK?
so
Well,
you know
I
what? I
know,
would
but
love to, but I need
I'm
someone to
just
work with.
saying. I've seen some pretty
I know,
I listen, I followed you originally because
I
I
know.
literally saw I like saw you on top of some woman like and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty dope. She likes crypto, is interested in crypto and like she's in
I
fighting
know.
in the cage right now." So, I'm just throwing out there that maybe,
Yeah,
you might be able to or hey, you could put some utility on it, right? I know
yeah.
at
I've
the
got
risk of
so many
sounding
ideas, but
I mean,
yeah, I've got so many
it's a
ideas, but it's
business.
just
It's a
moving
business.
forward with that. I think I don't know where to start on that side of things because I'm
Like
creative
what?
with
The
like art and
utility side?
everything. Well, just kind of how to kickstart that and get that out the door, but we can talk about that a different time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. That's super
Yeah.
cool. I'm excited for the whole thing. And I do have one last question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
NFTs as it relates to gaming.
Ooh,
Are you into gaming? And whether you are or whether you aren't, do you see that being much bigger than
yeah.
the NFTs that we're into now? What do you think that looks like?
So this is probably relatable for some people out there, but one, I'm not a gamer. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. Original Nintendo, that is it.
There we go.
However, my son is a gamer. So he is 8 and Fortnite is the
Life.
everything right now. It's just I yeah.
When Fortnite.
Don't ask me the don't no. I'm allowed the one night I was trying to play with him and I was allowed to, but he's like, you're not allowed to touch the keyboard. I say, okay. He's like, you can point and shoot and that's it. Don't touch the keyboard. Anyway, the amount of money that I have spent on V-Bucks, I am done. I am done. Every day. Can I buy this new skin? Can I get this? Can I and it's just forking over dollars. So for me, thinking about, those skins and those emotes and everything that he's wanting to buy in this game, if they were NFTs and there was only a scarce number, but he could turn around and resell them down the road, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So I am all for NFTs in gaming just because I am the mom of a gamer and yeah, forking all that money over and you're not getting anything back from that. That's just money going to waste, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all for it for gaming.
I was talking about it on Around the Blockchain the other day. Actually, Ben put out a tweet a little while ago with me talking about Call of Duty, and
Yeah,
you know what I do. I see the NFT metaverse. I see it all kind of forging into one. We've been talking a
yeah.
decent little bit about Gold Fever, which is going to be a triple A
Okay,
game, and
right.
I'm super excited about that. But that's got NFTs where you can like buy. You could. We're planning on maybe like owning an airplane and or a mining plot or a boat, and it's like
Yeah,
all of these. It's like a creative way to essentially stake the
Totally.
in-game asset while actually actively participating in the game. Our Debate Crypto Academy is going to be, when this game comes out, we're going to be actively participating as a group for whoever wants to do it, right? It's open to whoever, and we've got to figure out some specifics, but I think it's a cool thing where, like, if you've got people that really want to get involved, that maybe some people want to play, maybe some people want to provide liquidity, maybe some people, and basically if there's that value prop for a number of different people, and we can work
Yeah.
together and do it, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. But yeah, so many people waste
That's
money
neat.
on the V-Bucks, and then in the in-game, the store on Call of Duty. Good God, I've literally
Yeah.
seen so many people buying skins for guns, and
It's crazy the amount of money,
yeah,
like, that I've put into V-Bucks, and he's only 8, so, I mean,
yeah,
yeah, like, all the play to earn stuff as well, that's really cool. I mean, we've played around in Gods Unchained a little bit. He likes that because it's kind of that same, like, battle power Pokemon cards concept,
right,
right? So, he thinks
right,
that's neat. It's a strategy game that's a little bit harder than, where he's at right now, but
yeah.
yeah, there's lots I think to be excited for. And I mean, there's people that are making a living in parts of the world off of Axie Infinity and other games. So the more and more they come out, I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think it's going to be wild. I think the world that we see now is going to
yeah,
continue to change. I think some of it's going to not be so great, and I think some of it's going to
yeah,
be very interesting. I think that
yeah,
there's going to be people that aren't going to have jobs and have to kind of tweak and twist and turn what they're actually doing and what that looks like, because of all of just the digital revolution that's ultimately happening, and NFTs
yeah,
play a big part in it. So, Meg,
yeah.
thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate you
Thanks for
coming on
having me.
and
Sorry,
chatting
I was
with me.
so
Hey,
nervous at first.
thank you for letting me snipe your wallet. That was fun.
Oh,
I enjoyed seeing what was it. I actually
oh,
forgot
geez.
that you can even. I actually
I
forgot
know.
that you can even. So I wasn't even. I was just asking like for you to tell me a couple projects, and then you
Yeah.
tossed out the wallet name, and I'm like, all right, cool. We'll
You
check it
asked
out.
for it. No, it is what it is. I mean, that's another way though of, kind of taking a look and see what people are after, right? Because there are some players in the space. It's important to
Yeah,
know though, if you are newer to NFTs, that a lot of stuff gets dropped into wallets. So make sure you're filtering to see what like sales are happening and stuff in a wallet.
that's a good
And then you
point.
can, if you're watching those, NFTsignal.io, that's another really great website. They've got alpha wallets on there. Or is
NFT.
that what you
What is
say?
it?
Yeah.
NFTsignal.io.
NFTsignal.io, and you can see what some of the bigger players are buying or minting. Again, you don't know
Interesting.
whether it's a partnership or not, but if they're buying, okay, what are they buying? How many of them are they buying? And I do take a look at that
NFTsignal.io.
every now and then.
Cool.
NFTs burnout is real though, you guys. There's so much to learn in this space. So just make sure that you're really balancing your time because NFT burnout is so real. It's exciting but there's a lot.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I mean, shoot, it gets like that in the crypto space. Well, Meg, it looks like everybody loved you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave,
Oh.
thank you for the super chat. I see you. Dave popped up a super chat here towards the end and said, Meg was
Oh.
awesome. Please invite her back again. We will definitely have her back on again.
Thanks, Dave.
We really do appreciate you coming on, Meg. Thank you for teaching me some new stuff. I literally learned like probably
Did
five
you
different
learn it?
things. I did. I did. There's literally a lot of stuff that I just don't know about the
Awesome.
NFT space. So I was excited to have you
Yeah.
on. So, Crypto fam,
Perfect. Well,
listen,
thanks for
all
having
of
me.
Meg's information is down below. So make sure if you guys aren't already following Meg, subscribe to Meg. I think she's going to be growing
Like
or
this
is
video.
currently growing a YouTube channel. All of that information is down below. So make sure that you guys hit her up and follow her. And Crypto fam, if nobody's told you before today, I love you guys. We love you guys. We hope you have a fantastic evening. And until